Y'all want another Tyler Perry project? Well, you have no choice. In Hopewell County, Georgia, in 1987, an interview plays of a white supremacist, Jonathan, saying a black man got his job because of affirmative action. He sounds like someone who just recently passed. An old lady named Hattie Mae walks miles and miles from her home to an establishment to ask the same white man, Jonathan, from the interview on TV, to investigate a death that had happened back in 1947. She gives the guy a bunch of letters for reference. As he reads the letters, I can't stop looking at his little tumor near his cheek. It takes him back in the past. In Summerville, Georgia, in 1937, a family is enjoying their time dancing, playing jazz, and Hattie is singing beautifully. Buster picks Bayou to play the trumpet, but he sucks, so they trash talk him. Willie Earl shows off his trumpeting skills to humiliate Bayou's weak blowing skills. So Bayou goes to the river and sings. The girl called Leanne Harper compliments his singing skills and convinces him to sing instead of playing the trumpet. But Bayou says his father wants him to learn the trumpet. Bayou calls her Bucket, a nickname given to Leanne to tease her. Leanne gets furious being called that, and when she is about to go down the tree, she slips down to Bayou, and the touch of a woman makes Bayou's neurons get activated. After a day, Bayou gets dressed up to ask Leanne out with the shortest tie I'd ever seen. Willie Earl then tackles him, saying no girl's gonna like him. His father agrees, and it seems like these two like to bully Bayou. I don't know why Buster's so rude. He busted looking. Once at Leanne's house, Leanne's grandpa threatens him to get lost. That night, Leanne contacts Bayou by sending a paper plane to him. Unfortunately, Bayou doesn't know how to read, so Leanne tells him it says to meet at the yew tree. They begin to meet every night at the yew tree to talk and flirt, which was considered improper at that time. Leanne would teach Bayou how to read. After a while, they meet and start to hold hands. Quite scandalous. At the yew tree, they experience their first kiss, and the kiss makes Bayou skip gaily. At home, Hattie Mae and Buster are arguing. It turns out Buster is only Willie Earl's dad, and he suggests Bayou isn't his son. Super drunk, he takes all of Hattie's money to be a musician in Chicago. Willie Earl blames this mess on Bayou and Hattie Mae. A few days later, Willie Earl eventually joins Buster in Chicago. That night, Bayou tells Leanne he's sad because he will have to work a bit more to help support the household, and they might not meet as often. The two kiss romantically in the dark until they get down and dirty. Bayou says I love you, which makes Leanne run away. After days of ghosting, Bayou goes to Leanne's house at night, only to find out that Leanne's grandpa is taking advantage of her. He feels guilty of his inaction and inability to protect her honor. One night, Leanne sees a paper plane in her bedroom, which makes her go to their love tree. Bayou proposes to her and vows to protect her from her grandpa, and she accepts. One morning at Bayou's house, Sitzy informs them about new opportunities in Hopewell County. Bayou asks his mom to consider this opportunity because it will be good for them. He informs Hattie about his marriage proposal to Leanne, and he considers bringing her with them. The two ladies are happy about his love life, but Sitzy tells him that Leanne's mother, Ethel, is taking her away. Bayou rushes towards Leanne's house and begs her not to leave, but her mother takes her. The evil grandpa laughs in the background. He's on the Epstein list. After a few years, Bayou was drafted by the Army, but was discharged after a leg injury. He rides a segregated bus to Hopewell County, where both Hattie and Sitzy live, and work doing laundry during the day. At night, Hattie Mae has opened a juke joint where she sings. While enjoying some dancing, Willie Earl appears to join the duet and blows his trumpet. Afterwards, Willie boasts of his alleged success in Chicago and introduces his manager, Ira. Unfortunately, Buster had already passed away. Suddenly, the whitey face plants to the ground due to his sickness. It turns out Willie Earl is only here because he wants Hattie Mae to nurse his manager to get better so he can make it big. But Hattie Mae is worried about a white man dying in her home. Later, Bayou carries finished laundry to Sitzy's workplace. There, Sheriff Jackson sees him and tells him that black people cannot sit at the table. About to get out, Bayou hears the name Leanne, who is currently married to Jackson's brother, John. Both Bayou and Leanne feel a shock to the crotch. In the bedroom, Leanne expresses her fear to her mother that their current location is too close to their old house, and people might know that she's cosplaying as a white woman.
So you sure came and made me your cash cow, didn't you?
Leanne says she saw Bayou, but Ethel says she's just imagining things. At dinner with unseasoned food, Leanne is dumbfounded how something can taste so bland. Her husband John plans to be the new mayor, and Jackson the sheriff. The family rejoice at how much power their family will have. At Bayou's house, the white man wakes up from his nightmare, and he speaks German. He enjoys the soup and wants to make a telephone call to book Willie for a performance at Capital Royale, but there are no telephones at home. At night, Hattie performs again at the bar and invites Bayou to sing. After hearing Bayou's voice, Ira is amazed. This gives him the idea to also consider Bayou to do auditions at the Capital Royale. Also, it turns out Sheriff Jackson is given a stipend every night by Hattie so that her juke joint doesn't get shut down. When Bayou heads home, Leanne drives to meet with him. He tells her to go away because this area is for black people, and she is pretending to be white now. In the car, Leanne explains that she left because her mother had threatened her that she would imprison Bayou and burn their house. He asks her about his letters, but she is not aware of them because her mother returned them to sender. Bayou wants her to leave because she is married to a rich white man, and he will be in great danger if they are seen together. She tells him that she still loves him, and clearly, both of them are still in love. But he pushes her away because she talks like a white person now. When Leanne is about to leave, Sheriff Jackson spots her, wondering why she's hanging around in these parts. Sitzy lies for Leanne, saying she was there to pick her up, so Jackson lets it go. The next day, Willie Earl lands an audition, and he and his manager celebrate. Back at Leanne's house, she orders Sitzy to clean the stain on the floor. When Sitzy tells her that she needs to change first, Leanne slaps her. Sitzy bitch slaps her back and calls her Miss Bucket because she knows her true identity. That was so satisfying to watch. Let's watch Miss Bucket get slapped again. John enters and asks what is happening, and they make an excuse that she cannot sleep. Leanne is clearly unhappy with her marriage and wants to return to Boston as she prefers chocolate. This makes John frustrated as it would hurt his reputation. So he threatens her that if she tries to run away, he will end her life to maintain his reputation. Later, Leanne admits she was jealous of Sitzy, thinking Sitzy and Bayou were breaking each other's backs. But Sitzy says Bayou is deeply in love with Leanne. To alleviate her loneliness, she asks Sitzy to bring her paper plane message to Bayou so that they can meet again. Sitzy says Leanne is going to get Bayou killed. Once Bayou receives the letter, he rushes to their new meeting place. In her car, she admits she wants to run away with him, but he tells her to wait. They agree to save money first before running away. Leanne rides Bayou in her car. While they are doing the Titanic, Ethel sees her daughter getting her freak on. At Leanne's home, Jackson arrives as he learned that Bayou whistled at Leanne. Leanne says it's not true, but it turns out Ethel was the one who made up the lie. Jackson takes John, and they call for their buddies to raid Bayou's house. Once alone, Ethel confronts Leanne.
You letting that monkey lay on top of you?
And how exactly did you create a biracial child, Ethel? Ethel is literally the devil. Sitzy hears about this commotion and fast travels to Bayou's house, warning them. At Bayou's house, Willie Earl is preparing to go to Chicago for his auditions at Capital Royale. Sitzy informs Hattie about the accusations made against Bayou, which terrifies everyone. They order Bayou to go with Willie and Ira to run away. Eventually, the KKK mob appears with torches to find Bayou. One goes in to check inside, but no one's there. Hattie Mae says they went out west to California. Around Tennessee, Bayou rushes out of the car to puke. He feels so guilty for leaving his mother. Ira reveals that he is a Jew, and he witnessed the death of his wife and child in concentration camps. He tells Bayou that it is better to leave than to endanger his mother. The boys reach the Capitol in Chicago. Bayou sings on stage to show his skill to the fatback manager, Carney, and this gets him hired as a performer at Capital Royale. Willie Earl gets sad and mad because he realizes that he is only a background character, which leads him to start shooting himself with Ozempic, the one that gets you high. After a while, Bayou becomes a famous singer in Chicago who sells out shows. He sends letters and money to his mother, but some brokey always steals it from her. Leanne is about to give birth, and Sitzy brings her to Hattie Mae's, afraid that the baby will come out too dark. Once the baby comes out, Hattie says to go home and pretend she had the baby there. At the Capitol, Bayou meets with Leroy. He learns that Leanne had a baby and his mother lost her juke joint because of the lie Ethel told. We also learn Ethel was ran over by a bus, and I truly wish we had footage of that. Bayou tells Ira that he is going back to Georgia to visit his mother, but Ira says it's dangerous to go. He insists because he wants to see his mother and Leanne. One night, Bayou performs, but Willie overtakes him because he's high. Ira informs Bayou that his brother's bad performance and debt make the manager unhappy. After the performance, Bayou hides the drugs, which makes Willie tweak and threatens him with a gun. Bayou manages to swipe the gun and beat the shit out of Willie Earl. A bouncer and Ira stop the fight, and eventually Willie is fired. At Leanne's house, Leanne worries that her baby is getting darker, but Sitsi tells her not to worry. She hands Leanne a letter saying Bayou is coming to town to get her. Bayou goes to Willie's house to fetch him, who still has a needle inside him. He plans to bring Willie along to get his mother. Willie tells him that he saw their father's head get shot and his brain splattered on his shirt, which gave him his trauma and addiction. Back in Georgia, Bayou and Willie happily see their mother and Sitsi. They bring the band with them to perform. Willie goes out to get some air, but his jealous Oz snitches to Sheriff Jackson that Bayou is here in Georgia. Willie is the evil incarnate. Jackson calls John about this and collects his white crew. At the juke joint, Bayou duets with Hattie with the band. While performing, Sitsi signals to Bayou that Leanne is here. He goes to the bus to see Leanne and to kiss her again. Leanne shows her son and tells him that it is his son. While performing, Willie starts to cry because he knows that the mayonnaise mob is coming to get his brother. Bayou sees the incoming white folks, so he goes out to protect his mama. The white people kill his guards and take Bayou to the yew tree to hang him. Everyone at the juke joint rush to follow and save him. In the field, they see his lifeless body hanging. Hattie Mae and Sitsi are devastated, while Willie Earl looks cold and calculated. Back in 1987, Jonathan, the guy reading the letters of Bayou, visits his mother Leanne. At an old age, Leanne still listens to Bayou's music. Jonathan gives Bayou's letters to Leanne, and it makes her cry, remembering their love. Jonathan feels sad as he learns that he is black and goes to the porch to look at the Confederate flag. My flabbers were gasted at how decent this was for a Tyler Perry film. A lot was going on and probably would have been better as a television show. I enjoyed it, and it's on Netflix if you'd like to see it. What did you guys think of this one?
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We got lots more of foolishness on this channel that'll have you hollering. And if you like to watch more, just click here or here.